Hello guys, how are you? Happy Jamhuri Day for the Kenyans in the house. So guys, today I'm so excited. Like I made it to the newspaper, guys. Like your girl is on the newspaper. And I know for some of you it's like a really small thing, but for me it's such a big deal because appearing on the newspaper is something I have manifested for a very long time in my life. And hey, you guys, oh, I forgot my, let me get my necklace for here, you guys. I've just forgotten it. Let me bring it. Yo guys, I'm now back with my necklace. Yeah, now I feel complete. Yeah, so I was telling you guys, I made it to the newspapers and I am so excited. Like, huh. So this is today's Saturday Nation, and I have like an entire feature. Like, guys, all this. That's my picture in the middle. This was a time when I was in Rio, and it was I along with the other girls have also been featured. There's she's called Wangeshi, and she is called Irene. Wangeshi and Irene been featured together, and I'm just so excited. Like, so like there's a whole couple of stories who are being asked questions, and yeah, so if you can find your way to buy the newspaper, please go ahead. And for me, I know for some people this is not like a big deal, but for me it's like it's a dream come true. It's something I've always hoped for, prayed for, and this is like my third time featuring in a newspaper. So let me just show you guys something. Yeah, so on my website, ivamtali.com, I have a bucket list section. Let me just show you. And one of the items on my bucket list has always been to be featured in a newspaper. So the first time I was featured in a newspaper, that was in 2017, I think. It was just like a small section on New Year's. I think it was New Year's or the second of the following year. And it was just a small section. I was in church and I happened to have been taken a picture while I was in church, and that was featured in the newspaper. And then the next time I also featured, I was in church and it was just my picture that was put in the newspaper. But one of my dreams has always like to be interviewed by a newspaper, and this time it happened, and it's on my bucket list. I'm just looking for where that shows the newspaper. Where is the newspaper? I think I have it somewhere. Yeah, but it's somewhere on my bucket list where I have be featured in the newspaper. Where are you? Anyway, it's somewhere on my bucket list. I have looked for it and somehow I can't find it, but it's there, and I'm happy to be finally be crossing it from my bucket list. So that is something, and that is something I manifested a long time ago, and I'm just excited that, oh yeah, it's here. So I have this thing on my phone. It's called other. I have like different goals, and under section I have different goals like social, family goals. I have spiritual goals, fitness goals, knowledge, writing goals, just all travel goals, financial goals. So, and then I have a section on other creative goals. So you can see that is number 10, appear on a newspaper for the right reason. So you can see the first time it happened was 2015, and then it happened again in 2016, and I'm so excited that it's now happening again in 2020, and like a full page feature. Like for me, that's really huge, and I don't take it for granted. So I'm really, really excited that this has finally happened. Like I get to be like on almost a full page. So right now, before and that's part of what I'm going to talk about today, the power of manifestation and how you can manifest your own life into fruition, your future life like you envision. And I'm going to talk about how you can do that. And I'll do that as I prepare a carrot cake. And for my carrot cake recipe, I'm going to do a very basic carrot cake. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which I've already added to my mixture. I'm using half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using 1.5 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. I'm using 1.5 cups of sugar. And then I'm gonna use, I don't know if you're able to see, I'm gonna use 4 eggs. I've already broken them here. 4 eggs. Okay, they're in there. 4 eggs that I've already broken. And then I'm using 2 cups of flour, which I have sifted, and 1.5, if I already said it, but I'm gonna use 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder as well. So what I'm gonna do is start by, what do you call it? Doing my egg. I want to beat my egg for about 1 minute until it becomes frothy. So that's what I'm doing down here. I'm just gonna be beating my egg for about at medium speed for 1 minute. Guys, you just want to use a handheld if you have one. If you don't have a handheld mixer, you can just use like a wooden spoon. So you can see my egg is all frothy. Let me just show you. I did it for 1 minute and it's frothy. So now I want to add sugar. I have 1.5 cups of sugar, and I'm gonna beat it at high speed, and I'm gonna also add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just using this store-bought vanilla. I wish you could get better quality vanilla. So I'm using 2 spoons of vanilla. This I want to beat for about 3 minutes at high speed. Mixture is really frothy. Whoops, and I just poured half my mixture. Mixture. I'm just gonna let my mortar rest for a bit. You don't want to overwork the mortar, especially if you're using a small mixer like mine. So that's something you want to do. Just let, after about a minute and a half, just let the mortar rest for a bit as you scrape down the mixture. Mixture is now well done. I have to be more careful so I don't pour it. So you can see. Oh, where's the camera? That's how the mixture looks like. It's all frothy. So I need to add 1 cup of vegetable oil. I'm just using regular sunflower oil. 1 cup. And I'm gonna add this on a steady stream as I continue to beat. left here. Move everything. Okay. I think I'll work almost done with this. Then now I need to add my flour. I'm just adding. So in this flour, I've mixed my 1.5 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1.5 teaspoon baking powder, 1.5 teaspoon of 1 teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon of salt. That's what I've added in here. And I'm just gonna beat this at low speed just until it is combined. You don't want to overbeat the mixture, otherwise it's gonna give you a very tough cake. And you want a spongy carrot cake. Has mixed, so my work is done with this. Again, Mama said not to waste food, so I have to make sure I remove everything. Because she's probably watching this video. I don't want her to call me and be like, hey you, I saw you wasting food. How is your Jamuhuri day, guys? I hope you're well rested. I hate when public holidays fall on a Saturday because you don't get to really enjoy it, unless of course you work on Saturdays. But for somebody like me who doesn't work on Saturdays, I always feel cheated when a holiday falls on a Saturday. Because it can measure. So let me just remove it from here and keep it away. This one, the work is finished. The oil, so it goes back as well. These ones, the work is finished here. Okay, so this is how my mixture now looks like. You can see it's brownish and it is well mixed. So what I need to do now is to add my carrot. So I'm using about 2.5 cups of, okay, that I need 2.5 cups, but I think this is about 3 cups. But if you really want like a perfect recipe, I think you can use about 2.5 cups. I just love my carrot cake with a lot of carrot on it, so I've put that's about 3 cups. And I'm using this measuring cup. So I just need to clean all the oils that were in here. Okay. So what you want to do is to fold in your carrots so that, again, you don't want a tough cake. So I'm just gonna fold in this. please give that video a thumbs up. Let me know where you're watching me from in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up as well. Share. Call your friends. Let's come and celebrate my feature. Tag your friends to come and share in the celebration. We're gonna be making cake to celebrate my feature. And this is a very easy carrot cake you can make from home. If you don't have a mixer, just use you can use a cooking stick like the Mwiko. Actually, usually I prefer to use the cooking stick. I'm just trying to be fancy today because I'm on camera. If I wasn't on camera, I would just use my cooking stick. Please give the video a thumbs up, guys. Share. Comment below. Let me know where you're watching me from. Yeah, so my mixture is ready. And I'm just going to... Let me put here where you can see me. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining in. So, I already greased my baking tray. I greased it earlier, so I'm just gonna put the cake. This is a whole carrot that went in. So I already battered my baking cake. If you like if you're using like a sufuria, so I'm going to be serving my cake from this glass dish. That's why I haven't bothered to line it with paper parchment. But if I was like using another baking sheet or a sufuria, for example, I'd probably have to use a baking sheet. But since I'm just gonna serve it from this glass dish, that's why I haven't bothered to put parchment. I just greased it so that it doesn't get too stuck. And I'm using a 9 by 13 inches baking dish. If you don't have a dish as big as this one, just get an 8 inch. You'll need 2 8-inch sufurias or baking dishes. If you don't have one big one, and then you just split your batter into 2. And don't worry, guys, if you logged in late, I'm going to leave in the description. Once I finish the live, I'm going to enter all the ingredients in the description box. So to make sure that your cake comes out even, because you don't want like a mountain in the middle, you just flatten it. You can run a knife or something through it. Just make sure it's flat. And I'm baking my cake in Nairobi. So the weather is really, like, it's very, I think we are doing 23 or 24 degrees today. So I didn't bother to preheat my oven. But if I was like in Europe or in the US where they're currently having winter, I'd probably have to preheat my oven. But for me, naonanga ni waste ya steamer, because it's already, I mean, the temperature is already, it's already 20 something, and I need to bake it at 180, which takes a really short time to get to. So I'm just gonna put this in the oven for 60 minutes. So that's my oven, and I'm gonna put it in the oven for so I want to do 180, bake at 60. So I want to put time 60 for 60 minutes, and it should be ready. Guys, now let's talk about my feature. Yeah? So As I was saying at the beginning of the video, I'm fortunate the Nation newspaper featured me today in the Saturday magazine, and I am just overwhelmed with joy. As I mentioned, for some people this is not like a big deal, but this is it. For me, this is a big deal. Yeah, that's me in the middle there. I don't know if you can see, that's me in the middle there in a yellow dress. So for me, as I already mentioned at the beginning, this feature, I'm just gonna be talking as I do the dishes that I used for the cake, so kindly bear with me. So for me, this feature is such a big win, and the reason I say so is it's like something that I manifested 3-4 years, maybe 5 years ago, I think, or 6, no, 7, no, 2014. That's 6 years ago today. And over time, it has come to fruition in bits and pieces, but like today for me was like the epitome of everything. Because in the other features, I've never been asked, like, what are your thoughts about whatever was being discussed in that article where I was featured. But this time around, I was actually interviewed and asked questions, because the feature was about traveling as traveling solo as a woman, and it was really exciting to be featured. And that's what I'm going to talk about, manifestation. And manifestation basically is, it's like a belief, or it's like a school of thought whereby you focus your energies on things that you want to happen by taking away energy from the things that you don't want to happen. So instead of, for example, saying, oh, my life is this, it's that, I don't like it, blah, 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 you focus more on the things that you want. And that for me has been something that I'm a huge advocate of, like, manifest your life to the universe, manifest those things that you want in your life, and the universe will somehow work in favor of you and the things that you want by putting it out there. And some people might call it bragging, that's fine. But as somebody who is a believer, when the Bible advocates for me to do something or say something, it gives me confidence to do it boldly. So that's why even if you check my website, ivamtali.com, and then you go and look for my bucket list, you're going to find like my entire, the vision I have for my entire life is on there, and I'm proud of it. Some people might think it's bragging, but when you read the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, the Bible actually, in fact, let me just look for it. I'm not preaching, guys, but I have to talk about this one. Habakkuk chapter 2. Let's just read it here. So, the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 says, and I'm going to be reading New King James Version. This is what it says. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. Yeah? So obviously, writing visions, manifestation is a biblical thing, and I want to believe what's in other religious beliefs as well. So don't feel like when you manifest, you're doing something wrong or you're sinning. For me, I believe it's a biblical thing, and that's why I am very open, and I have just manifested the life that I want. So if you check my website, ivamtali.com, and a bucket list, I have basically just manifested the things that I want for my life. So when I put this newspaper thing, be featured in a newspaper, I didn't know how soon it would happen, but I was confident that it would one day happen, and I'm glad that it actually did happen. And just a few tips. I'm going to share with you about 4 tips of how you can manifest, or steps to go through when you want to manifest something in your life. And this can be financial, it can be spiritual, it can be career, fitness, whatever kind of manifestation that we are talking about here is covered. So the first thing you want to do is to take inventory of your life. So let's say if the aspect of your life you want to manifest is let's say it's your financial life, you have to take an inventory. If it's your travel life, take an inventory. If it's your spiritual life, take an inventory and ask yourself, okay, where am I right now? So let's say if it's your financial life, how much asset do I have? How much debt do I have? How much equity do I have? What is my net worth? And then ask yourself, where do I want to be? So I'm in point A in my financial life. Or if it's your travel, maybe you want to manifest a life of travel, just like I have done. If you'll see my website under travel, you will see that one of my goals is to visit all the 193 UN recognized countries in the world. And I've made it plain there. I've made it open for the universe. I have made it open for the world. It's not a secret. All people who know me know that that's one of my dreams, my aspirations. So take a stock of your life, of that particular part of your life you want to manifest, and then ask yourself, where do I want to be? So that will be your point B. Point A is where you are right now. Point B is where you want to be. And then point C is the gap between A and B. So let's say, for example, I know one of the things that I have on my website is to make my website like earn me X amounts of dollars a month. So the question I ask myself, how much do I currently earn? How much would I like to earn? And what's the difference? And then the next step you want to do is to write down, yeah? So let's say you have said, I want to manifest. So for example, one of the goals that I have on my website is fitness. So you want to say, I want to keep it below 100 kilos. For example, I'm currently 50 kg. I want to keep it below 50 or something like that. Write it down. Just like Habakkuk has told us, write down the vision. Whatever vision you have for your life, whatever vision you have, whatever it is you're trying to manifest in your life, write it down so that whoever reads it may run. Other versions say that so that a herald may run with it. And then there's other versions that say so one may easily read it. So there's all different versions that talk about it. Others say that they can, so that it can be read at a glance. So there's all these versions. The point is make it visible, yeah? And then the number 2 thing you want to do, once you already identified, this is my dream, this is my vision for this part of my life, you've taken an inventory, this is where I want to be. Step number 3 is to start planting those seeds of success, like those start building the building blocks that will take you to that destination. So for example, let's say you have said, I want to be debt-free by the year 2023. You want to ask yourself, what does it take to be debt-free? So one of those steps is to pay the debt. And how do I pay the debt? Is get a job. If my current job can't pay for it, then I need a second job, or I need a second hustle, or I need a second business. So start planting those seeds that will propel you to that destination you want to go. So in my case, for example, I know I had manifested appearing in a newspaper. So one thing that I needed to do was to make sure that I go to places that will make me be found to be asked to be on a newspaper. And which brings me to my point number 4. But just before that, so other things you want to ask yourself is, what are those little steps that you need to take to get it from point A to point B, yeah? So you want to make sure that whatever that thing is, you commit to doing at least one of that thing every day. So for example, in my case of appearing in a newspaper, I know I wanted it to be either for my travel or my side hustling, where I talk about how to make money online and stuff like that. So I already purposed in my heart that I wanted to feature for one of those reasons, or maybe something bigger, either for my travels or for my teachings on how to make money online and live that remote working life. So what I committed to doing was writing 1,000 words every single day, and have been doing it for the past almost 3 to 4 years since I started. So my first blog I started in 2014. No, not 2014, 2007, and I ran it until 2014. It used to be called Make a Living Freelancing, when I stopped being a full-time freelancer. And then I moved to the evamtali.com channel, which again I have been uploading content for the last, since 2017, I have been uploading content. And I still keep to my writing 1,000 words every day on any topic, but most of it I channel it either scripting for my YouTube channel or for my website. So you want to commit to at least one item that leads you closer to your dream life. So if it's, like I've mentioned, if it's being debt free by, let's say, 2015, look at me, 2015. If it's being debt free by, let's say, 2021, then you're talking about things like start paying off my debt, get a second job, start a side hustle, start a website, whatever it is. If it's your goal is to start your YouTube channel, then maybe you want by creating that account, for example. So make sure every day you're doing something that brings you closer to that goal. And then, and make sure that the beauty of doing that one thing every day is that it becomes a habit, yeah? So make sure, so in my case, when I wanted to do my YouTube channel, for example, I committed to doing 3 posts every single week. And then, like this year, for the first time, I've been on YouTube since 2017, October. And I had purpose that at least by year 3, I would do at least one vlogmas. And so far, I am excited. Day 12, still going strong. 12 more days to go. I am on the 50% mark. So I'm really proud of myself. So just get something and commit to that habit every day to draw you closer to your dream or your manifested thing. And then the next thing you want to do is to look for, what do I call it? The right environment for that thing you're manifesting. So for example, if it's a travel lifestyle you're manifesting, like my case, that means either partnering with fellow travelers, or it might mean, like in my case, joining all the right Facebook groups, participating in online communities and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you surround yourself in an environment that makes it easy for you to achieve your dream goal, and that leads you towards your journey. And when I talk about environment, we are talking both about the physical environment, we are talking about the virtual environment. So whether that means joining the right Facebook group, if it's, let's say I'm trying to make sure I'm debt free by the time I don't know, 40 or 50, for example, it means I might join some financial success Facebook groups, or I might join financial empowerment Facebook groups. If it's about fitness, I'm trying to be keep it, I don't know, maybe below 60 kg, I might want to join a group of fitness enthusiasts. So just make sure that your environment makes it easy for you to achieve your manifestation. And then the other thing you want to do is to make sure that you show up. So whatever you have committed to in terms of the habits you want to take you to your next goal, show up for them. So if, let's say, you decide you are going to start your YouTube channel, for example, if you say it's gonna be 3 times in a week, make sure you're there 3 times in a week. If it's gonna be vlogmas every day, make sure you're there every day of the week. If it's a social media channel you're starting, make sure you keep posting and you keep commenting. If it's a Facebook group you're joining, make sure you show up there and read the comments, give feedback. If people ask questions and you have answers to them, make sure you answer them. If people want help, stuff like that, just make sure that you're really active. And then put yourself in circles where you're likely to meet your dream lifestyle, because they say proximity is power. Yeah, so the closer you are to the kind of energy you're trying to attract, that's power already. So for example, in my case, the lady who featured me on the newspaper, she found me through the Wanderlust Facebook group. So Wanderlust Facebook group is a group of Kenyans who are enthusiastic about travel, and they basically share their travel experiences. And yeah, so that's basically what the group is all about. And that lady says that she found me through that. And I'm just gonna show you something that was really interesting. When she approached me and told me that she'd like to interview me for that feature, I asked her one question. Let me just look for it, which is very important to what we are talking about. Oh yeah, you can see here. Here I'm asking her a question, and I'm like, not related. How did you learn about me? And you guys, you can see how she responds. I'm asking her, how did you learn about me? And her response is just out of this world. She says, your posts on Wanderlust Diaries. One time we were reading them with a notebook and pen, your advice and tips. Yeah. So that's how Lily's found me, through my posts on the Wanderlust Facebook groups. Yeah. So this, I think it doesn't make it, I don't know, I think it's really emphasizes my point of showing up and being in the right environment for your manifestation, and also the fact that you be helpful when you're there. Show up, commit to at least one habit every day. Yeah? So proximity is power. I've said that. Learn. It gives you an opportunity to learn from people that you admire. When you get closer or be in the right networks, you find people who have done those things that you want to do, or the things that you're struggling with, and that just gives you an opportunity to tap into those energies and blessings as well. So that's basically what I would say in terms of manifestation. Manifestation is real, manifestation is big. Let's not take it for granted. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Oh, Linda said, congratulations, dear. Your hard work is paying off. Thank you so much, Linda. And then we have Jimita saying, love you, dear. Oh, love you right back. Yeah. So guys, that's basically what manifestation covers. You just have to make sure that you take inventory of your life. And number two, you start planting the seeds long before you're gonna need it. And then commit to one habit daily that is relevant to your manifestation. And then look for the right environment, the right circles to show up on, and put yourself in close proximity to those energies that you're trying to tap. So guys, my cake is not ready, and yeah, but let me just show you how far it has gone. It's almost ready. So that's our cake right there. Has about another almost 30 minutes to go. You can see there's about 30 more minutes to go. So yeah. So this stream is long, but since we can't wait for the cake to continue cooking, I'm just gonna end this live here and say thank you guys for all the support. I'm sure you guys also played a role in the visibility for this, so thank you. And yeah, bye bye guys, see you on the next live.